All right, you guys, let's look at some college football props that I like here for Week 7 upcoming. Again, what's unfortunate about these college football props, only in certain states are you able to bet these, but if you are watching the show, listening to the show in a state where you can bet college football playoffs, these are some of the ones that I would look at. We'll start in that Bama-Missouri game. Bo Prabula, anytime touchdown, plus 180. I like that price quite a bit. Look, Bama struggles to stop the run, right? Talked about that last week against Vandy. Talked about it this week again against Missouri. Everybody's talking about that. It feels like this week with their handicap of this game. Bama's going to be focused on Ahmad Hardy and trying to stop him. But they also are going to have to contain Bo Prabula, who's a good athlete as well, for Missouri. And I think that, they could be inside the 5-yard line, one of those zone read keepers, and Prabula gets into the end zone. So plus 180, anytime touchdown. I like that for the Mizzou quarterback against Bama. Fernando Mendoza, we're going to go over 229.5 passing yards for him against Oregon. Again, strength on strength. Indiana wants to run the football. They're very good at doing that. Oregon, very stout up front, very good running defense. So Mendoza is going to have to make some plays through the air. He's a very talented quarterback. He's got some decent weapons. And if Oregon's up in this game, like I think they will be, Indiana's trailing, they're going to have to make some plays through the air. So Mendoza, I'll take his over passing yards, 229.5. What about TCU and Kansas State? Really fascinating game this weekend. One of those stinky spreads, right? TCU is a better team than Kansas State. The fact that they're only laying 1 on the road, super interesting. K-State's played just about everybody close this year. This could be a great live betting game, but they do struggle against the pass, and their secondary is not very good, and they're facing one of the best pure passers in the Big 12 in Josh Hoover. I think he's going to be able to light up this K-State defense, so over 278.5 passing yards for Josh Hoover. I think he could throw for 300 plus. So I like that bet. Georgia running back Chauncey Bowens. We're going under 51.5 rushing yards for him against Auburn. Auburn's got a good defense. That game's going to be in Jordan-Hare at night. It's going to be rocking. Gunnar Stockton was the difference when Georgia went on the road and played at Tennessee. He made some big-time plays. They really leaned on him. I think Kirby's going to try and do the same in this game. Tough to run on Auburn. Bowens gets about 11 carries a game, somewhere in that neighborhood. So if Auburn just holds them, under 4 yards a carry, we're going to cash that bet. Chauncey Bowens under 51.5 rushing yards. And then Bryce Underwood, Michigan quarterback, over 32.5 rushing yards against USC. As Cole was mentioning, Bryce is starting to use his legs a little bit more. 2 of his last 3 games, we've seen him rush for 114 yards against Central Michigan and 61 yards against Nebraska. Michigan's running back, Justice Haynes, rushing total in this game is 105.5. He's been awesome, and USC's really struggled against the run. So it would make sense that D'Anton Lynn and USC are really keying in on Justice Haynes and trying to do everything they can to take him away, much like the Mizzou kind of handicap with Ahmad Hardy. Don't forget about these quarterbacks and them keeping it and being a factor with their legs in these games. So Bryce Underwood over 32.5 rushing yards against USC. I like that bet as well.